do you call a cross between Harry Potter, The Hunger Games, Game of Thrones, and the Roman Republic? I'm gonna go with a place I wouldn't want to live in. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Book Cafe, where we do book reviews, author interviews, finally, and we talk about fantasy fiction. If you're new here, consider subscribing, and if you're a veteran, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about a book that I first heard of through a website called Unbound Worlds. And if you're watching this channel, it's something you really should subscribe to. I put a link below. The book is Nevernight by J. Kristoff. It's set in a world with 3 suns, which rarely all set at the same time, so night only comes once every 3 years. In the city of God's Grave, which legend holds was built on the corpse of a dead god, a 10-year-old girl named Mia Corvair narrowly escapes execution because her father was involved in an attempt to overthrow the government. With her entire family dead, she swears vengeance upon the people responsible for the execution, including a senator, the chief justice, and the consul himself. In order to enact her vengeance, Mia joins the Red Church, a religion of assassins who worship the goddess of night. There are over 20 other acolytes seeking to become blades, and by the end of the trials, only 4 will achieve the coveted position. But that's only if they survive. Now, a lot of people online had trouble with the writing style of this book. I personally loved it. I thought it was clever, I thought it was funny. The narrator is third-person omniscient sarcastic, which I've never seen before, and was quite the refreshing experience. And every so often throughout the book, there'd be these little footnotes that revealed a little bit more about the world of the story. They were invariably hilarious. This is a story that takes dark humor and leans so far into it that the violence is somehow both gruesome and hilarious. Additionally, there's a lot of plot elements that at the start feel like lazy writing, but by the time you get to the end, you realize that the laziness is actually a cover for some brilliant twists. And I'm honestly really impressed that Kristoff managed to surprise me like that. The narrative does an excellent job of making you fall in love with each character, while periodically shocking you back to the realization that these may be interesting people, but they're all unrepentant murderers. Even the heroic ones have killed enough people to fill my apartment building. And yet you can't help falling in love with them. The descriptions are detailed and beautiful, even of things that are spectacularly ugly. And the author doesn't shy away from giving these ugly things the same attention that he does the beautiful ones. And so it creates this kind of chiaroscuro effect, where the contrast heightens both. Which, now that I think about it, given the interplay of light and darkness in this book, may have been the point. Mia is a great character. She's clever, she's powerful, she's funny without being overpowered. She has believable flaws, but is still endearing. And despite the fact that the narrator, who is an in-universe person who hasn't been revealed yet, keeps trying to convince the reader not to sympathize with the main character, it's impossible not to. She's that good. It also has some of the weirdest and most disgusting magic I've ever seen that really plays in a kind of grindhouse fairy tale. I have no other way of putting it. So, the bit you're all waiting for, my rating for this book on the thermometer goes, buy it new. Nevernight is excellent, and you want to read it. It's a bit of a slog. It can be kind of dense in a very different manner than The Name of the Wind. But at the same time, I guarantee you it's worth it. It's also weird because this book is kind of hard to judge until you get to the end. But just from the way that the book ended, I get the feeling that the sequel, God's Grave, is going to be much higher up on my list. If you're interested in checking out Nevernight, I put the Amazon link below. If you like this video, remember to like and click on the dragon to subscribe for more videos like this. Or just click here to watch more of them yourself. Now, as I mentioned, I'm only going to be updating once a week from now on. So in the meantime, have fun. And, as always, read good fantasy.